Well, the Shawn team has been a labor of love really since the beginning, and kind of wild to say, but it actually goes back, I believe, to 2017, 2018, right around in that time frame with just Mia and I. But fast forward, Central Co. CEO of Keller Williams in Paso Robles back in 2018. So it was technically right before that the Shawn team made its appearance to the public, but it was kind of in the underground, 2017, 2018, 2019 over at the Central Coast. We moved back December of 2019 after having our sweet little Micah Joy. We had her in San Luis Obispo in October, and then moved to Tulare in December of 2019. And to be honest, that's where I think the majority of this story is going to start. February of 2020, we get our first office space. So no longer a part of Keller Williams. Now we're with Danny Blaine Real Estate, which is just super, super cool, because the Lord had spoke to me some things before Mia and I had left that really I got to see come to fruition when we joined Danny Blaine Real Estate in 2020. And then got our first office space right on Tulare Avenue here in Tulare. And Jacob and I met for coffee at Starbucks. I believe it was in February. We hit it off and really started working together for the first time March 2020 in that small little office space on Tulare Avenue.
So I started real estate, I'd say I passed my test in December of 2017, but my journey kind of started a little bit before that. I was shadowing an agent at a previous brokerage, was with them for about 1 to 2 years doing real estate here in Tulare County, Kings County, Fresno County. I was also doing some new construction sales with them up in Chowchilla and Coalinga. That was really fun. Those commutes were pretty rough. In that little time frame, I had watched, obviously you watch your competition, you see what they're doing, you try to mimic it or do a little bit better or just try to learn from it. And Blake was one of those guys that was out there doing really well. And we were interacting with each other on social media a little bit and would run into each other at the gym. No, it doesn't look like I go. I used to go. That was before real estate. But would run into him there and just say what's up and have little conversations and pick his brain about real estate stuff and just go back and forth. He moved away to Paso, and then when I saw that he had come back, I hit him up. I was like, hey dude, you want to get some coffee? My business was a little stagnant at that time. I was like, let's talk about business. It was a weird market. He ended up pitching me, and I was like, shit, I wasn't thinking of doing that, and felt a really strong call to make that switch. And it was rough. I wrestled with it. I justified not doing it. I justified doing it. Just the internal battle going on while I was still trying to be a better husband to my wife and be a better business owner of my own real estate business. It's been really cool to see what God's done through it, and just the way he honors things when you go through something that's really, really tough to do.
At this time, it's pretty much just me and Jacob. We have some Central Coast agents, but we are kind of transitioning back to the Central Valley at this point. And then we all know the pandemic hits.
Okay.
Seek the latest on the coronavirus emergency.
The breaking news, stay at home. That is the order tonight from 4 state governors.
The number of cases soaring just today. More than 24,000 now nationwide.
U.S. health authorities tonight say there's no doubt we'll see more of this. Americans sick with the coronavirus.
I'm asking the American public to work with us to prepare in the expectation that this could be bad.
So we're dealing with this pandemic at this point. I think maybe Jacob and I took 2 weeks off to work from home, but safe to say we just needed to be back at work, serving our clients. That's our happy spot. That's what we love doing. So we each have an office at this at our Tulare Avenue branch. Jacob's in one room, I'm in the other. There's a hallway between us, and we're yelling at each other. But we met up in the conference room, and we got on the subject of our downtown. We just essentially went flashback to our childhood and realized that we didn't have any memories of ourselves really being downtown. I think maybe a car show or something I remember, but just very few memories of downtown. He said the same thing, and we were like, why is that? And I think we were even possibly talking about Corcoran's downtown, and like, man, look at what that town's doing and the population it has. And then we're looking at each other like, you know what? Why don't Tulare have this? We have the population we have, yet anytime we want to do something fun or go out to eat or really just exist outside of work, we're driving to Visalia, we're driving to Fresno, we're driving to a place that I feel like is unnecessary.
And we would just talk about bigger things than real estate. How do we make this stuff bigger than us to get the community involved and just try to make the city a little bit of a better place, however way we could.
We have everything that we need right here in Tulare, and we're like, you know what? Let's just be the crazy ones to go out and make some noise and say, hey, look, guys, we got some beautiful things here. Let's just make this good. Let's love our community. Let's get back to the basics. Because I think COVID, if anything, it brought all of us to a place of like shaking out of ourselves. Like, what are we really doing? Why does it really matter? We had kind of all fallen asleep, to be honest, and that's myself included. So we just got, I'll call it divine inspiration, but we just knew that we were going to be a part of making downtown Tulare great again.